Welcome back to Money Moves University. Let me ask you something before we get started today. Have you ever walked into a car dealership or even just thought about walking into one and felt that feeling? That feeling you're about to be maneuvered, that everyone in the building knows something you do not, that you are going to come out of there having agreed to something you are not fully sure you understood. That feeling is not paranoia. It is accurate. A car dealership is a highly optimized sales environment. The salespeople are trained. The financing office is trained. The layout of the building is designed, and the average buyer walks in without any preparation that will put them on equal footing. I know what that feels like. I have been that buyer more than once. And today, I'm going to tell you all three of my car stories because each one taught me something different. And then I'll give you the framework that changes how you walk into that building forever. So let's talk about buying a car without getting played. Right after college, I bought my first dream car. I want to be clear about my financial situation at that moment, though. I had credit card debt that we talked about in the previous episode. I was still living at home with my parents. I was already in a consolidation loan trying to manage what I owed. I had no down payment and I had absolutely no business buying a brand new car, but I wanted it. I had worked hard, I graduated, and in my mind, that car represented something. It represented a rival. It represented the life I was building. I bought out of emotion, not preparation. Here's where it gets worse. The sales manager presented me with a plan. They would roll my consolidation loan, the debt I was already carrying, into the car loan. One payment, simple. That made sense to me at the time. But what I did not fully understand in that moment was what it meant mathematically. I was financing a car more than the car was worth before I ever drove it off the lot. The debt I brought in, plus the car price, plus the dealer financing, it put me immediately upside down, underwater, negative equity from day one. And then I drove it off the lot and the car depreciated the moment I did. I was now carrying a loan significantly larger than the value of the asset I had purchased. That is not financing a car. That is financing a financial mistake with a steering wheel on it. A new car loses roughly 20% of its value within the first year of ownership and up to 50% within 5 years. This is why you don't buy new. You just buy 2 to 5 years old. If you financed a full purchase price with no down payment, you are underwater on the loan immediately if you buy it brand new. That gap between what you owe and what the car is worth is called negative equity. It follows you until you either pay down the loan or sell the car for less than what you own. That decision, that one afternoon in the sales manager's office, kept me living at my parents' house longer than I had planned because the payment was there every month. The loan was there every month, and there was not enough left over to move forward. So lesson one, the total cost of the car matters more than the monthly payment. Enrolling other debt into a car loan does not solve the problem. It makes it a car problem too. Fast forward later, I finally paid off the car. It took a while, longer than it should have given what I put into that loan, but I paid it off. And you know what the first thing I did when that payment disappeared from my budget? I wanted a little more cushion. So I called my car insurance company and dropped from full coverage to liability only to free up a little more monthly premium. 1 month later, I totaled the car. 1 month. Liability insurance covers the damage you do to the other people and their property. It does not cover your vehicle. My car, my dream car, was gone. No insurance payout, no replacement from the policy, just gone. I want to be transparent here because this is important. Always maintain full coverage on a vehicle you cannot afford to replace out of pocket. Always. The moment you drop it is the moment life decides to test that decision. Now, I needed a car immediately. I had no transportation and I had to get to work. And that urgency, that desperation is one of the most expensive states you can be in when you walk into a car dealership. I ended up buying something fast. Not a car I wanted, not a car that fit my life or even my style, a car that felt like it fit my budget in that moment, without the preparation or the research that would have made it a real decision. I ended up driving that car for years longer than I wanted to, not with satisfaction, with the quiet frustration of knowing I had made a decision reactive in a stressful moment. And it was now living with the result every single day. Desperation is a dealership's best friend. Never let them see you need it today. It took several years and 2 hard lessons before I had the opportunity to do it right. When I finally bought a vehicle the right way, I did it differently. I knew my credit score. I came with a pre-approval from my financial institution. I knew the total cost I was willing to pay, not just the monthly payment. I was not in a rush. I walked in with information instead of hope. I have had that vehicle now for over 12 years. 12 years. No regret, no frustration, a reliable, well-maintained vehicle that has served me well because it was the right decision for the right reasons at the right time. And that is the difference preparation makes. Not just in what you buy, in how long you live with it, and how you feel every time you get in. This is why I am so passionate about Money Moves University, because I have been through it, not theoretically, personally. Every mistake in this series is one I made. Every lesson is one I had to learn the hard way. I built this curriculum so you don't have to. Here's what dealerships are trained to do. It is not illegal. It is just effective on people who do not know what is happening. They anchor the conversation to the monthly payment. What can you afford per month? That is the question. Most buyers answer it because $400 a month sounds manageable. What they do not tell you is that $400 a month for 84 months at a 12% interest rate means on a $28,000 car, you're paying over $33,000 for the vehicle by the time the loan is done. Let me show you the monthly payment trap with the real numbers on a $30,000 vehicle at 7% interest, which is around about the normal price of a car right now. A 48-month loan gives you a payment of roughly $717 per month. Total paid, $34,416. A 60-month loan gives you a monthly payment of roughly $594 per month. Total paid, $35,640. A 72-month loan gives you a monthly payment of roughly $511 per month. Total paid, $36,792. Lower payment, longer term, more money to the lender, and the dealership financing office earns a commission on the rate they place you in. Their goal is not to find you the best rate. It is to find the rate you will accept. Negotiate the total price of the car. Never negotiate from the monthly payment down. And here's the single most powerful move you can make before you walk through the dealership door. Get pre-approved before you go. Go to your bank, your credit union, or an online lender before you step foot in a dealership. Get pre-approved for an auto loan. Know your rate, know your maximum loan amount, and then when you walk in pre-approved, 3 things changed. You know your rate, so if the dealer's financing office offers you something higher, you can say no or use it as leverage to get them to beat your rate. You negotiate price, not payment, because financing is already handled. The car is the only variable left. You cannot be rushed into a bad financing decision because you have already made a good one elsewhere. Your credit score, the one we spent all of episode 7 building, determines your pre-approval rate before you ever shake a salesperson's hand. A 720 credit score versus a 620 on an auto loan can be the difference between 5% and 14% interest. On a $25,000 loan over 60 months, that is more than $6,000 in additional interest. The homework you do before you go is worth more than anything once you are there. All right, here's the checklist. 5 things to do before you walk into a dealership or clicking into an online listing. Step 1, know your credit score and your rate. Pull your credit score like myfico.com or through your bank app. Then check current auto loan rates at your credit union or bank and get pre-approved. Walk in with a rate in hand. Step 2, set your total budget, not your monthly budget. Decide the maximum you will spend on the total vehicle purchase, including taxes and fees. Then work backwards from there to understand what monthly payment that produces at your pre-approved rate. This prevents the dealer from stretching your term to make an overpriced car fit a payment. Step 3, research the vehicle's value before you go. You can use Kelley Blue Book, Edmunds, or Car Gurus to find the fair market price for the exact vehicle you are buying. Know what the car is worth. Then negotiate that number, not from the sticker. Step 4, separate every negotiation. The price of the car, the trade-in value, and the financing are 3 separate conversations. Dealers make money by bundling them. Deal with each one independently. Then step 5, never go on the same day you fall in love with the car. Emotion in a dealership is expensive. If you find one you want, go home, sleep on it, come back prepared. The car will almost certainly be there. And if it is not, another one will be. Desperation and urgency are the 2 conditions that produce the worst financial decisions. Remove them both. And one more thing, the insurance conversation. The moment you drive off that lot, your car begins losing value. Make sure your coverage reflects what you have. If you finance the vehicle, your lender will require full coverage. Keep it. Do not make the mistake I made. Auto financing. 3 stories, 1 framework. The dream car bought with emotion, the total car in desperate rebound, and the car I have driven for 12 years because I finally did it right. So here's your action step this week. If you're thinking about buying a car anytime in the next few months, start with the pre-approval process. Call your credit union or go online and find out what rate you qualify for. That number will shape every conversation you have at a dealership. And if your score is not where it needs to be, you know exactly how to move it. If you're already in a car loan that does not feel right, run the total cost math. Add up what you will pay by the time the loan is done. Then decide whether refinancing makes sense. Your credit union can often beat the original dealer rate, especially if your score has improved since you financed. So, share this episode with someone about to make a car decision. The information at the right moment is worth thousands of dollars, literally. And if your organization is looking for a financial curriculum that covers the real decisions people face, visit moneymovesuniversity.com. Next time on this podcast, we're going to talk about the home buying process, from renter to owner. We've talked about credit score, the credit card, and the car. Now we are going to talk about the biggest purchase most people will ever make and how to approach it without leaving money on the table or walking in unprepared. Once again, I'm James Jackson III. That 12-year car is still running. And this car cost a lot less over the life of it than the other ones I bought the wrong way. It has over 180,000 miles, and I'm going to drive it until the wheels fall off. I learned a quote from a friend. He said, "A little smoke with no note." I like that. Keep building, keep moving, and I will see you in the next episode.